A WWE faction splits up. Plus, a title match has been announced for the Great American Bash. And Tony Khan addresses some creative control rumours. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. You're right, you know. Thumbnail looks slightly different. It's got a smiley face on it. Look at that.
We are aware. We've seen your comments. We are aware. We know we're trying some different things right now, but we do need to, given the nature of this business, from time to time, just experiment with a few things, just see how they perform, run some metrics on them. We thank you for your support and for your feedback. We're just in this phase of testing things out right now. So if you can bear with us for just a little bit longer, we love you dearly.
Thank you so much.
We're just doing it just to test, okay? Just to test.
Thanks for all the feedback. Love you lots. Now, I'll tell you what I don't love. The end of the Tony D'Angelo family.
Right, yeah. I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was a hell of a lot of fun.
So much fun for years.
But now it's got all serious, and it's got all... and there's less concrete boots at the bottom of the river, and less people being abducted, and...
I'm as annoyed as you are. So after next week, the D'Angelo family, no more. And Rizzo returned this week and staged a meeting with the... Thank you very much. Rizzo returned. I gave you the wrong papers.
I was going, what?
Adriana Rizzo came back and she set up a meeting with Tony D, Stax, and Luca Crucifino to sort of try and clear the air, get some peace in the valley. Mm-hmm. It amounted to nout. And now we have a triple threat match set for next week, which will be the final battle and the last stand of the family.
A parlay never works. Parlay never works. It just... You can't just come in and expect to talk it out when it's egos like that. It's big, strong, powerful heads butting heads. It needs to be dealt with violence.
And that is what it will be dealt with, and it'll bring an end to the D'Angelo family. Kind of one of the final remnants of the Art Attack era of NXT.
Yeah, but it was for all its Nickelodeon multicolored, oh my godness, it was one of my favorite parts. So
yeah. I did enjoy it. So next week, after the Great American Bash, it'll be a gangster ending up there with maybe The Sopranos. Maybe
if NXT just cuts to black, I'll howl.
There's two options they can do for endings. Howl. They could either do like a complete just as Stax is about to finish off Tony D, it goes off. Or afterwards, we just get like a long story of what happened next with Derek and the Dominoes Layla over the top. I had to live the rest of my life like a schmuck. That'd be brilliant. Before we get to that finale, though, we have the Great American Bash on Saturday. A few more matches announced for that, including a North American title match.
So Ethan Page is set to defend the North American Championship against the former champion Ricky Saints after Saints won a gauntlet match on last night's NXT. Saints also won the right to pick the stipulation for the match and chose... Oh my God, anything you could falls count anywhere. You could have said chainsaws, sellotape to hands, Ricky. You could have said bricks. You could have said syringes for a mat. But you said falls count anywhere.
I don't know why no one goes in a match called the Only I Can Win match.
Yeah. You could say, you have to pin me 11 times, I have to just get a 1 count.
Oh.
You can name the stipulation. Also, at the show, Jasper Troy is going to be facing Javon Evans one-on-one, with Troy attacking Evans backstage in NXT, leading to the grudge match being set up for Saturday. And we've got a few more matches as well, don't we?
Yes, Queen. Sol Ruka defending the North American Women's Championship against Izzy Dame. Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe teaming up to face JC Jane and Fallon Henley. And Oba Femi defending the NXT title against Yoshiki Inamura.
Go on, Inamura.
Last night's NXT featured an appearance by the Great Muta. What more do you want from your Tuesday Night Wrestling? There is the chance, a slim chance, that Muta could appear in the shed.
I'm up for it. Come on, get him in there. He loves it. He's all about it.
Yeah, there was a video of Pro Wrestling Noah Talent and Legends wishing Inamura luck for this Saturday, and there was the Great Muta. Like, oh my
Have him pop up, missed, golden, wins
fine.
the belt. It'd be grand.
Great Muta / KG Muto. I'll put that out there because they're different.
It is
people.
An important differentiation. Was he in face paint?
No.
Well, you're a liar. You're a liar. It was KG Muto. Sorry, everybody.
I lied to you all. Speaking of
we'll
legends,
be having words later.
We certainly are. Speaking of legends that have come out of the woodwork, Steve Blackman.
Oh my!
This was brilliant yesterday.
Steve Blackman, obviously a mainstay of the Attitude Era. Somebody though who just walked off into the sunset. It just at a certain point, we just never saw nor heard from Steve Blackman again. There was a rumor that he had become a bounty hunter. I believe there was a TV show. There was all sorts of other stuff lined up for him, but he's just sort of been out of the spotlight since his in-ring days came to an end.
And here's Chris Van Vliet with his fishing rod to catch the great white whale known as the Steve Blackman interview.
Him out there like it's Moby Dick, stuck up to Steve Blackman.
Blackman was in great form here. Talked about neck and migraine issues that ultimately led to him stepping away in the late 90s. He talked about having malaria for 5 years just as he was kind of starting to, he could have potentially been in there with Hogan. Yeah. I think that's a fact about Blackman that some people may not know, is that he was considered in the WWF during the golden era, and that would have been a very different time.
If he still had light up sticks, that'd be grand.
That would have been what a game changer.
In the dark, sorry, yeah.
He talks about how in the early noughties he nearly had 2 tag team title reigns that were both scuppered, one through creative and one through other means. He's now working as a bail bondsman. He's in his mid-60s. He's in phenomenal shape. And he was asked by Chris Van Vliet whether he'd consider getting back into the ring.
He said, sometimes I feel good, especially after my second neck operation. I don't have those headaches all day. So now that's been fixed, some days I feel good. I'm like, man, I could go out there and do a couple of matches. It crosses my mind. I haven't even really discussed anything with anyone. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's times when I thought it'd be fun to go back there and do a hardcore match or something like that and just flow with it and just do it again. It's been 20 years, but I don't really bring it up. I haven't talked to anybody about it. It's because he's got a big intro now whenever he walks into a room like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like, I am the Steve Blackman, the big bad Steve Blackman, the bail bondsman. Yeah.
He's so busy as a bail bondsman. They mentioned this during the interview with Chris Van Vliet. Like his phone rang like 15 times.
He must have like 15 beepers and everything going at once.
He's a guy in demand. If you're running from your bail.
That's an easy return storyline. Put him in there with somebody fleeing bail.
Yeah, I would be terrified to flee bail in America, knowing that Steve Blackman could be on my case. But do check out the interview with Chris Van Vliet. It's a really good chat. It just warmed my soul to hear Steve Blackman once again.
I want to see him back. Come on.
Same.
At least at like a WrestleCon Super Show or so. Get Steve Blackman back. Go on.
This is going to start the conversation once again. I know that I know we want him back. I know Wrestling Bio certainly would want him back.
I know
in
Jack
the dojo.
Jobber would want him back very badly.
Oh my God, he certainly would. We all want Steve Blackman back. Hey, look, maybe now this interview's out, I think it's going to start some conversations.
Possibly.
I think it will.
We'll have to see. It depends how many bail people are skipping bail.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you're in his constituency, just behave.
Behave yourself.
Give him like a load of time to just chill. just go to jail, right? Don't skip on your bail.
Go to jail or you'll get hunted by Steve Blackman.
No, they won't. They're going to go to jail so that Steve Blackman has the time to return to the ring.
Get on with it. In terms of other things people were talking about over the last 24 hours, one of them was the creative control of Mercedes
24
Moné.
hours. It's been something that's been talked about for bloody months.
But it's certainly heated up since Tony Khan addressed it in the All-In media call yesterday.
So after praising the work of Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné, he stated the idea that anybody in AEW has a creative control card, and that's why anybody would get a push here, is because they dictate it. That's not how it works. When you have someone of that stature, you would want to feature them and push them strongly, which is, of course, correct. You've got somebody, massive star. You do want to feature them and push them, but she is a little bit more winninger than most.
She isn't very winninger.
She's also got like 48 belts. And I get it, but it feels like very much, I just don't know where they're going to go next with it. I'm excited to see where they're going to go next with it after, All In. But I just, there's something, it just feels like, and every time with Mercedes, and we don't really have the and brick wall or and here's the next thing to do.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's another guaranteed win.
I kind of don't want her to beat Tony Storm.
I think it would be more interesting should she lose. So yeah,
the downfall of Mercedes Moné.
Yeah, if she
documented,
if she went mental and started going kind of like I guess punished Okada. If she just couldn't reconcile the fact she wasn't able to beat Tony despite having all these other titles, I think you are setting up a massive feud potentially there that could go nuclear hot. But at the same time, I do see her just walking in there. Big boot, foot on chest. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Confetti, fireworks.
Moné Hogan, right again. You know who you are. For the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you, bye.